I want to do something good for my community. Not just my community, but for the women that are still suffering from violence, women that are in unhealthy relationships where they are victims themselves, stuck in the house because they're in a relationship with someone that's violent.
Healthy relationship has it's doing things together that are, more about healthy lifestyle, physical activity. It's not like just tuning out or going to the screen time or, connecting by phone or on the computer or anything. It's like actually doing stuff together.
I think the study really was initiated by the communities on Manitoulin Island, just really wanting to do something about intimate partner violence and improving relationships. So there's many different health programs in the First Nations that are really specific to certain health issues or concerns, for example, addictions programming or FASD. However, what we learned was that a lot of the providers and clients really are affected by violence. However, there's really not any specific targeted program that really aims to do something about this. For that reason, we were invited to begin working on that issue with communities and with the authentic storytellers.
These represent what we're talking about, love. My parents accepted one another for what they are, how they are. My dad here, and this is exactly what they look like. Well, not that my dad was a man, very traditional man. He didn't go to school, and therefore his mind was all tradition, all about natural foods, natural medicines. His way of speaking was very bold. My mother, unfortunately, was in residential school. They were total opposites. She carried a lot of anger. She was, I would say she was double whammy, because when my mother was born, very shortly after she was born, her dad died.
One of the things I think we already found is that the participants have been very much engaged in shaping the research project. So we came into this project wanting to address intimate partner violence, so violence between partners, spouses, and so on. But what we heard right from the beginning by the participants was that the relationships are much more broad than that.
My name is Bowden. I'm a master's student at Laurentian University, and Marion and I have been working on this project with 3 communities in the district of Manitoulin. So what you see here is essentially photos. We were inspired by what's called the photo voice methodology, so asking people to take pictures and bring these pictures back and use the photos as a way to create dialogue on certain questions. And so we started with what does a healthy relationship look like, and then after that participants chose their own keywords, their own themes, and every week after the week, which is week 1 here, what does a healthy relationship look like? We had other themes, and people came in with photos that spoke to things like balance in one's life, what is responsibility, what is resilience, and one of the cool ones too that I kind of like is when things just work out. So I like to think of this as when things just kind of work out.
Knowing that you're not with me anymore.